Hello, everyone. Welcome in to a Super Bowl edition of Fast Five. It's not sponsored. It should be, but I think we could say Super Bowl, right?
I think we could say Super Bowl.
Hope we don't get sued. Let's go.
What's the one thing about the Super Bowl that no player can be prepared for?
Well, considering that Jay and I didn't play in the league, why don't we ask a player?
You cannot prepare for the emotions that will be running through your body. You've been told by people how you're supposed to feel or gonna feel, but you're gonna feel like you're 9 years old and it's Christmas morning or about to be Christmas morning and you just can't wait for that anticipation. That's what it feels like, except you're a grown man. And the emotions that are going to be going through your body. I've seen so many grown men cry the night we played in the Super Bowl coming out of the tunnel. And then for the national anthem, watch the teams on the sideline. They're going to be swaying back and forth because just the nervous energy in their body, and you're going to see their eyes well up with tears. Because I know I was sitting there and I'm saying to myself, gosh, I'm about ready to cry. And I look over to my left or my right, I can't remember, and Steve Smith is bawling, crying. It's just the emotions. You try to prepare for it, but you cannot.
Aside from the Saints celebrating in South Beach, what's the most memorable Super Bowl?
Boy, there have been a lot of memorable Super Bowls. I'm going to go with the Buffalo game where Scott Norwood missed the field goal. That was such a tense Super Bowl. I didn't even have a dog in the hunt.
20-19. The Giants, O.J. Anderson, the game MVP. Hostetler, you had a backup quarterback.
Hostetler.
There's a lot of good ones.
Champion.
I'm going to say the Super Bowl between the Titans and the St. Louis Rams, who are no longer in St. Louis, because...
And he's down at the 1 yard line.
I mean, Mike Jones tackles him 1 yard away. When you're that close and it's the Super Bowl, come on.
If the Denver Broncos are going to win Super Bowl 50, what will they have to do?
Well, they're going to need some help from Carolina. The Panthers are a better football team. Denver's going to have to get a run game going, something they haven't had. Can't turn the ball over, but ultimately, they're going to need help from Carolina. Carolina's going to have to give them a couple of gifts for Denver to win this thing.
And I'm kind of going with him. The good news for Denver is they forced more turnovers than anybody in the National Football League this year. So that's the number one thing. They've got to turn Carolina over. If they do that, and they can get a short field for the offense, they'll have a chance.
Nice ring.
Thank you.
If the Carolina Panthers are going to win Super Bowl 50, what will they have to do?
Well, I think just the opposite. Just don't turn it over. I think if they manage the game, don't turn the football over, they're going to win because they're a better football team. I think that Cam Newton has got a chance to have a good day, provided a couple of things. Provided the offensive line protects him a little bit, because Denver's going to try to get after him. And as I said, don't turn it over.
Just be ready for the moment. Know how to control your emotions. This team has ridden a high wave of emotion all year. Of course, they haven't faced as much adversity as some teams. They've won a lot of close games, but when you're 17-1 going into the big one, as long as you seize the moment and don't let it get bigger than you, they're going to win.
What's the most memorable moment in Super Bowl history?
Come on. You even have to ask? Ambush, and then the final seconds ticking off of Super Bowl 44. Who dat? Come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty hard to agree with it. Tracy Porter. Dude, Tracy Porter.
Why do you ponder passing?
Look, let me tell you, when Tracy Porter got the pick, and he's running down, and they push Peyton out of the way, and he's got it going, I'm sitting in my living room and I'm saying, oh my God, the Saints are going to win the Super Bowl.
I was there, and I still feel like I wasn't, because even all these years later, it
experience?
It still kind of feels like it didn't happen. It was just like...
I had an out-of-body experience.
I did.
Tonight on Paranormal Activity, Scott Prather describes his out-of-body experience at the Super Bowl in Miami.
It wasn't me. Hey, why don't we ask Jake Delhomme?
My most memorable moment, I think the last touchdown, I was able to throw to Ricky Prohl to tie the game. It was a play that was the first touchdown I had thrown. It was a touchdown to win Jacksonville, my first game of the year. The same play. Ricky was in a different position, but I was able to throw it. I could just see it happening before the play happened. I knew it was going to be there, and I threw it. He scored. And I know for me, I remember looking up where my family was sitting at, and it's like I made eye contact, you know, and just it was like, that was probably the most memorable moment for me.
That's going to do it for Fast Five. Big thanks to Jake Delhomme. Jay, sorry for the slap. It wasn't me.
I didn't feel a thing.
We'll see you next week after Super Bowl 50.